All right, guys, welcome back to another episode on the Abandoned House Remodel. Right now, we're remodeling the abandoned bathroom here. And if you missed the last episode where we demoed everything, let me catch you up to speed. Now that we have a blank canvas here, we have the freedom to rearrange this thing any way we want it. So our ideas can just kind of float as they want to. But we're gonna start tackling this section here. Because it's a 3-bedroom, 1-bathroom, it's 1,500 square foot home, we need to create it a little bit more functional. So since the bedroom behind us, though it looks small, it's actually the biggest room in the house or the biggest bedroom in the house. We wanted to create that, a space that this is the primary bedroom, that you could still have access to this primary bathroom / main bathroom for the house, all while having a front entrance for anybody else to use it. I'm gonna take a quick trip to Lowe's and go get our pocket door. And now that we open the space up, this is the first section we have to work with. I bought a pocket door that we're gonna put in here. So pocket doors are slick because you're able to put a door and it's concealable. And at the same time, they come actually pretty small. So we got this pocket door kit. This frame itself is 129 bucks. The door itself is another, I don't know, 66 bucks. I've never installed one before, so I'm gonna try to install this rail to this pocket door cavity, and we'll bring it in and we'll see if I can find a way to jack this thing up. So what I'm assuming is this section should really snug, I guess. Slide in here, and then the pocket door goes in here, and then I'd have to probably release this locking mechanism, and it should, I think, go in place. This is the dumbest thing in the world. I don't know if I'm an idiot or the instructions are just terrible, but by all logic, this looks like this fits in here. But I had to remove this little spacer bracket, but the instructions say do not remove any spacers. But then this is the opening, so you have to remove the spacer. So shouldn't the instructions say just remove specific spacers? I don't get it. And also when you put it in here, this is protruding like 1/4 of an inch out. So I don't get it at all. What I'm gonna do in the meantime to wrap my mind around this, go start building out that framing for it. So to make sure that this is, my opening is 57 inches wide, so I can get this thing in there and then just take it one step at a time. I guess that's the only thing we can do. So it's just my luck, I forgot to get 2x6 for a header on top. So just for the sake of keeping the project moving, I'm gonna temporarily secure this in place just so it's all lined up, and then I'll go swing by, get a header, throw it in there. This thing will be permanently secured. But that's just the way these projects go sometimes, you know? Most important part, we're good. We're good. Let's see here. I got the brackets installed on top. They're pretty simple. They're just screwed in little latches. And then these little wheels, the guides, it slides in like that. So, if I understood that correctly, again, the directions suck, and I should have been more ready. There's a nice little space, another little guide, and a cute little wrench to tighten these bolts in place. All right. You know, usually I say, all in all, not that bad to install for a first time, but no, this thing sucked. It really sucked. It's, maybe I'm just an idiot, but the framing part, and mostly this section, just the 2 pieces, dumbest instructions, not super straightforward, but we're here. Still got to fix put the header up there so I could secure this bracket from the top, but I got the bottom side, and I got to bore out my holes for my hardware, but that's tomorrow Alex's problem. In the meantime, I got bigger fish to fry. So my current plumbing is here. I'm gonna probably put the shower there, but with the shower head hitting here. All right, guys, big day today. Got a lot of supplies I need to pick up for this bathroom remodel. That's why I'm excited to share the sponsors of today's video, Lowe's. One of my favorite ways of approaching all my projects is through the Lowe's app. I'm able to find all the supplies that I need, and through free store pickup, I'm able to find it online, buy it online, or I can just simply walk in and pick it up that same day. And on days that I'm super busy and backed up with my projects that I don't have time to run to get those last minute items that I need to finish the job, I can get free same day delivery on eligible in-stock items when I order by 2 p.m. And on large items that I don't feel comfortable bringing back to the house, I'm able to save time and money with free shipping on orders of $45 or more. So whether I'm picking up the supplies same day in store or I'm shopping online through the Lowe's app, Lowe's offers a low price guarantee. That means I'll find competitive prices every day, both online and store. It's raining now. Got all my supplies. Needed to start finishing off this bathroom. Got a lot of work ahead of us. Lowe's has a variety of items available for all of your homemaking needs, from decor to home improvement. I've been personally fortunate to have a Lowe's nearby my house, which makes it super easy and convenient to pick up everything I need to get the job done. And in this video, I'll be showing you all the products that I bought to transform this bathroom, as well as linking them all in the description for you to shop for them as well. Thank you, Lowe's, for partnering with us on this project. Now, let's get back into this video. Let's go. And I didn't have an idea of what I wanted to do with this bathroom. But now that we got this pocket door on and we got this plumbing idea figured out, I think I have like a better, clear image of what I'm going for. And I'll be honest with you, it feels nice. This is perfect. It's nice and centered on our wall. This looks incredible. I feel good about it. I gotta get rid of these old water lines and connect them down below in the basement. You guys don't need to worry about that. I think we're ready to hang some drywall. I'm gonna run down, grab my header, throw it up there, and I'll bring a couple of sheets of drywall and we'll start covering this puppy up. Couldn't sleep last night. Was anxious about getting a header. Finally got my header in place. The door is solid. Cleared up my area a little bit more here, and I think we're ready to start bringing in our drywall. And the most important thing about shower drywalls is you have to use mold resistant drywall. You'll get yourself in a lot of trouble. So it's the green stuff. Start bringing it in, hopefully working clean sheets out. Should start looking real pretty real soon. Oh yeah, and I'm gonna have to find some time to move this over to here. I'm gonna keep banging my head against it. I gotta start measuring twice. It's not 41, it's 44, jeez. I don't get why this is so thick. Oh, you know what they did? They stacked it. So this was the original drywall here, super old stuff. And they put this sheet over it, because this is 1/2 inch and this is 1/2 inch. This an extra sheet on top, and then they did the same thing here. Well, in order for me to match the plane, I have to rip this part off. That means ripping this section off and then just putting a brand new sheet over it, because there's no reason to be stacking it so much. That is absolutely obnoxious. Okay, more drywall. Man, it's so nice to finally have everything drywalled up on a nice, clean, like plane. You know, nothing's all wonky. And to be honest with you, this is kind of the moment where my creative juices starts flowing, like, because you kind of see the beginning of a space. When it's demoed, sometimes I can get some inspiration, but this is kind of where I could really see where the shower is gonna go, where the vanity, where the toilet's gonna go, and see if it's big enough or not. But on a bigger fish to fry here, I was thinking long and hard about this window situation. Regardless, it needs to get replaced. This is the old 60-year-old single glass pane. I do want natural light here. There will be a shower right here, but I do want natural light. So, lucky enough for me, this is a 36-inch opening. I found a 12 by 36-inch opening privacy window. So it's not smoked, but it's, you know, kind of distorted, you can't see. There's a name for it, I just forgot what it's called. And people are probably yelling that in the comment section. Oh, there it is, obscured glass. So I'm gonna set it nice and high right here. So, you know, number one, you can't see through it, but number two, the higher it is, the more light will kind of travel, at least the way I'm thinking. And you can still open this little vent for aerating the shower out. So, gonna take this whole thing out, frame this thing out, and then pop this thing in, and we'll see how it looks. I'm so excited to toss this thing in the trash. Oh, it's hideous. This is exactly what I was going for. Perfect natural light, conceals, gives you privacy in the shower here. It's everything I wanted, and it's actually looking less abandoned and less creepy. I'm gonna start mudding up everything that we got going on here so we can start moving on and getting some new underlayment on this puppy, because these floors, they could use it. Get our plumbing out of the way, cut it from the bottom. Now this is our shower stuff, so regardless, we're gonna have to move it over here. I already moved my HVAC duct. It's gonna go right underneath the cabinet. For our underlayment, it's 3/8 thick. The most important part is I need to mark out exactly where our floor joists are so we can actually nail it in a way that it ain't gonna go anywhere like a rug. Freaking pipes. All right, what I wouldn't do for a higher ceiling is I can move this thing around. Of course. Son of a... That took way longer than it needed to. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cuts with God knows if these are even straight walls. Well, I'll tell you what, they're probably not, because these are straight ass cuts. All right, last couple of nails will be done to this floor. You just gotta stop and admire. This is beautiful. I mean, it's what a new construction probably looks like when you're about to tackle something like this, but for 63-year-old house, this looks damn beautiful. Before we can start just creative willy-nilly our vanity, we have to know what we work with, anticipate the future issues. One of the future issues I can anticipate is, number one, the shower. Since it's gonna go here, shower pans are usually sold 38 inches wide. Yes, they're smaller ones, but for a big, long one like that, 38 wide, then 38 inches, and then we have about a 6-inch curb, and then glass will be on the middle. So we can't embark on here too far, so this is kind of my line to start with. And then in this section here, well, this is the pocket door, meaning we can't hang any mirrors or anything because there's no studs right here. My last stud's right here. So what that means is we have to anticipate this being our center line and then building our cabinet out. The number I've kind of come up with is to create a nice big 50-inch vanity. Yes, the plumbing is not directly lined up with it, obviously because there's a stud there, and we can't embark over the stud because there's the pocket door. So we're gonna build it 50 inches wide. This is the center line, and the reason why I wanna stick to the center line is because there's a stud there. We can actually hang a mirror here when we get to it. That's a long-winded explanation. I need to catch my breath. Got my dimensions, 20 inches deep, plus the countertop. I'm gonna put some pegs on it, so it's kind of stand like, actually like a dresser style. And 50 inches wide. Let's start cutting plywood. Today I'm thankful for pocket screws because I just did 50 of them, and specifically thankful for the Craig Foreman because I busted out 50 of them in maybe like 6 minutes or so. So I'm gonna wood glue it, brad nail it in place just to hold it in place until I can get a screw in there. And then we'll secure one of these pocket screws, and this thing will be beefy, girthy, strong, and I think pretty damn good looking. I don't want to jinx myself, but I feel like this project so far is going pretty well. I screwed up on a little part on the height of these, but no biggie. I was able to fix that with an alternative method. But I'm gonna put on my back piece here. The great thing about this back piece is it's gonna not only square everything up, but at the same time, it's gonna give me far more room to actually secure this thing to the wall. And by the time we put granite countertop on it, especially with the pedestal legs on it, it'll give it that added support that we'll need. So we're moving on to these little legs. In fact, Irina just kind of refurbished an old dresser for like the kids' console table in their bedroom. The great thing is they can make them prefabricated. Bad news is they're about like 10 bucks a piece. By the time you get the hardware, you're about, I don't know, 60 bucks into it. So take it as you will. I like them. I could definitely make these, but I'm gonna save myself time. These just screw on and screw in. Shouldn't have an issue here. But we'll find a place to make an issue. And I forgot to buy the 5th peg. See, like I promised, we'll screw up on something. Guys, this is a great moment for the brand right now. We're feeling really good how this turned out. I didn't have too many hiccups. Everything came out square, the most important part. The plan here, and by the way, these little legs are, I think that's exactly what we needed. The idea here is obviously plumbing is in here, to the left a little bit, as you already know. Sides are gonna be drawers, probably 3 drawers. So 1 door, 3 drawers, 1 door, 4, can't even count. 1 door, 6 drawers. Let's not lose this momentum. Let's start cracking away at that. All right, 6 drawers all done. I will say this is the very first time, and I've always wanted to do this, have a separate like job site compact table saw, strategically, specifically only for dados. So I was able to cut all my dados in there without having to tinker with my big cabinet table saw. So just made cabinet making, well specifically drawers, so much faster. Big fan. If you can get one on use on Facebook or something. Got them all busted out. Let's start working on the drawer faces and the 1 door that we need to build. All right, took me about a day to do this, but I got 6 drawer faces, 6 drawers, and I thought 1 door, but I don't know what I was smoking, but that's not the right dimensions for this door. That really blows. I think I could salvage this. I wonder if I could cut a section off and then pry this off. Hopefully it doesn't break. Worst case scenario, I have to build another one. But we could still install our drawers. But before we could do that, I got it all sanded. It's all prepped. Let's give it a stain. And I got a little chemical experiment I have to do. So over the years, if you've been following the channel long enough, you'll know that Irina only had like 2 stains that she approved, fruitwood and weathered oak. And then apparently she kind of was inspired to mess around with different combinations of stains, and she landed on a stain recipe that she calls it almost like the perfect stain for her style. We're gonna try it and we're gonna send her a text, see if it approves. The direction she says was equal parts special walnut, equal parts weathered oak. I feel like we're baking a pie here. And then equal parts, well, that's weathered oak. This is driftwood. Sorry, driftwood, special walnut, and weathered oak. That looks about right. Let's mix it and see what it looks like. Yeah, I mean, it's got the special walnut, dark stains. It's got the grayish section from weathered oak and fruitwood. Well, not fruitwood, driftwood. I think that's the one. I'm gonna send her a text. She approves it. We slap this puppy on and see it transform. The cabinet came out great, especially the plywood on the sides. The select pine, it's coming out a lot more blotchier, and I'm not a fan of that. So to counter that, I'm gonna use some wood conditioner on the remainder, and I'll have to resand this. And what it'll do is create a film over it to secure the high and low spots, and then that way when we apply the new stain, again, it won't have as much of an uneven. It'll have some, but not as kind of profound as this right now. So this is the difference between no wood conditioner to with some wood conditioner. You definitely have a little bit, but significantly less. This looks like a friggin' tiger print. So gonna redo this one, build a new door, slap it on, and in the meantime, I can put my drawers in. Hey, not too bad, huh? It's nice, it's big. I like the natural wood tones because I got a certain color scheme I'm going for this old bathroom to make it look modern. But before we can bring this, and I'd love to bring this into the bathroom right now, we can't quite do that, and it's a flooring issue, and let me show you what I'm working with. So because our vanity is a standalone and does not have its own little toe kick box, usually if you have a toe kick box, traditionally, you can just put your tile all around it. But in this situation, it has to run underneath because we're gonna have our underlayment for our thin set or our tile, and then we could place our vanity countertop and stack the backsplash. It all has to go sequential. So in the meantime, I'm gonna go get my underlayment for our tile and start slapping this puppy on. So this is gonna be a shower. We're gonna use a different system for waterproofing there because it has to have a shower pan in it. So to make sure I don't go overboard with my undercoupling membrane here, I'm gonna snap us a chalk line so we don't cross the danger zone. So the advantage of using the Schluter Dietrich system like this is it probably costs you maybe 30 bucks more than if you bought individual cement board, fiber cement board sheets. I think the convenience is a huge one. That's why a lot of people go with, but there's a lot of upsides like it's waterproofing, it's vapor proofing, which I'm not concerned about vapor. Waterproofing I am. And on top of it, it's so much easier to use because when it comes to cutting, you're just using your little utility knife, and the grid system makes it a lot easier to follow any kind of intricate cuts that you might need to make. This came on so perfect. I'm so glad I went with this product. The instructions don't say anything about waiting overnight for it to dry before you can put tile on it. But just to be safe, because I don't want to screw anything up, and besides, I didn't buy any tile yet, I'm gonna let it dry overnight. Tomorrow morning, I'll come back here with new tile and we'll start laying it out, but it looks freaking good. See you in the morning. Here we go, folks. This is the tile we're going with. Got it at Lowe's. It's called Satori Polished. I use this exact stuff in my personal primary bathroom. It looks phenomenal. It's easy to clean, low maintenance, and it's not expensive. I got 4 boxes. I think it was like 80 to 90 bucks. So fantastic price. Here's the kicker. We have to start our pattern first. Usually my kind of rationale always is the entryway comes in, so everything goes this way as opposed to horizontally. Second thing is we got to cut 1/3 of it off because we have to stagger them. That being the case, let's party. Three-quarter inch gap, half-inch gap. I could get away with using a 3/4 inch baseboard, but I'm afraid, who knows how these walls are, that I might have a gap by the time the baseboard goes on. I gotta redo this piece. This blows, but I really don't want to be looking at something and then being regretful later. I have something huge to announce. If you want to meet up with me March 14th through the 16th in Utah, southern Utah, area called Hurricane, Utah. It's next to Zion's National Park. I will be competing in the off-road games hosted by Matt Off-Road Recovery.
If you missed the games last year, make sure you don't do that again, because this year it's even more epic. We've invited over 28 of your favorite YouTubers to compete in this event and meet you right here in Sand Hollow. Experienced off-roaders with non-experienced off-roaders. We're putting them in the Jeep and we're sending them up this mountain. Whoa! Last year there was 5 competitors out here smashing and crashing into the rocks, narrowly escaping rollovers, sometimes nailing the rollovers others.
Come meet me. It's a family event. I'll be teaming up at the booth with Team Brightlight. I'll be driving their rig, doing these crazy trails, competing for a grand prize. So it's a family event. The link will be in the description below. Bring yourself, bring your family, bring your dog. Doesn't matter. Come meet me, come say hello, and see me destroy these trails and cheer me on. Everything's going really well. If you're gonna do large format tile like this, you gotta use a 1/2 inch notch trowel. Be sure that back butt of the back, level, lifters. These are the best things in the world. Literally, they space it out perfectly. These are 1/8 inch gaps. And then they lift it, so if you were to slide a quarter across the thing, it's not gonna hit the other tile piece. And also, keep in mind, if you're gonna do a tile job like this, give yourself plenty of time. This is not the time to start rushing things, because if you do, everything goes to crap. You don't wanna do that. Take your time, set an entire day aside. Sometimes even plan for 2 days, but you'll be happier you did that. Stayed up a little too late last night trying to get this tile all wrapped up by the thin set still good, so that today we can start grouting. Come here, check this out. You're gonna love this. Huh? What do you think? How freaking cool does this look? I think this looks incredible. This is probably the newest, modernest thing that's ever been in this bathroom here. Now we're ready to grout here. Everything's nice and clean. The color that I'm going with is like a nice charcoal color. There's a debate about which color to use that's least kind of hassle when it comes to floor tile. White gets gunked up, so when you install it or lay it down, white turns almost like an off-white and sometimes gray, depending. It catches all the dirt and debris. Black grout will hard water, stains it. So I found it that charcoal is kind of like a good middle ground, especially if your seams or your joints are not larger than 1/8 of an inch. For the most part, in all of my houses, charcoal has gone pretty good in between. So that's what we're gonna go with. Start applying it, let it sit, clean it up, wash it out, and we'll throw some Ramboard to protect it. I think it's time. Let's bring on the Vanity. That's great. What's next? Well, we need a sink and countertop. Let's get that. Classic Undermount sink. Now countertops, this is a quartz countertop. As you can see, it's a little bit thinner than the traditional countertops. This is what's considered 2 cm or 2 centimeter countertop thickness. So it's plenty of strong. It's just a thinner profile. And a little trick of the trade is if you're doing something like, let's go bathroom remodel and you want to save a little bit of money, if you're going to splurge some stone countertops, if you get the 2 cm, it's a little bit cheaper than, well, sometimes significantly cheaper than traditional 3 centimeter. All right, so to glue the sink on, first we need to put a bead of silicone around the perimeter of our cabinet so the countertop stays to it. And then to glue the sink, well, there's a little trick to it. So when I first met Irina, for the first year, I worked with her father-in-law who has a granite countertop business. And for a year I installed countertops, and this is how he taught me to install it. And when it comes to installing the undermount sink, we're gonna use the same 100% silicone, put a bead around the perimeter of the rim of the sink, and then we're gonna clamp it up. There's a few different clamps to use, and we got a pretty funny one to use today. If you're wondering how strong this is, well, I've been on jobs where they had to remove the sink, and the way they did it, they had to break the sink, so none of this stuff comes off. It's ridiculous how strong 100% silicone is on the right surfaces that are prepped according. One large zip tie, 2x4, small piece. And we take our shims and we create pressure. Get rid of any of our excess silicone. That is good to go. I'm gonna let that dry, secure the cabinet to the wall, but in the meantime, let's head out to like Lowe's and see what our tile options are for this huge backsplash that we're gonna have to do. Yesterday was the Super Bowl. We had a Super Bowl party at the house. The missus did a fantastic job hosting. The boy's a little banged up. Pretty cool subway tile, nice and wide, 4x12. I thought we were gonna go just straight up and down and just make a nice grid pattern, but the missus said we should do vertical. Now the cool thing here is gonna be, for this project, we're gonna stop it obviously where the vanity ends and doll up the rest of this bathroom. But because there's gonna be big shower glass here, I'm gonna make sure this pattern continues completely around, which that's gonna look really cool. I don't think I've ever done something where the backsplash of the vanity continues in the shower. So I think that'll create a bigger space, or at least an illusion. We're all about magic stuff here. So let's start filling this up. All right, first box down. This is the first time I'm trying actually starting it, doing it all this way. I don't know how that's gonna work out. Typically I would go bottom all the way up. I'm afraid this will sway, but I also needed to put this edge corner in there. So it's a trade-off. I guess at the end of the day, we're all gonna find out if I screwed up or not. That'll be fun, huh? So make sure you stick around. Ah! I was so proud of my cut. And then it snapped. Such a delicate little piece. What a fragile little sucker. I think we did it. I hope this is plumb enough, but by golly, I think we got her. You know, overall, pretty dang straight. I mean, when you're looking at it, it looks dead nuts. And I've used the level on everything and it looks good. I didn't use a laser though, so who knows what happens there. But I do have a junction box here. I don't like seeing it there, and I don't want to put a little blank over it. That's what you're supposed to do. I don't know why, but you're supposed to have a blank over it. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tile over this, but what I'm gonna do is to have a blank on it, since the bedroom is on the other side, I'm gonna puncture a hole in the drywall, flip this junction box over, and then that way the junction box cover is gonna be on the primary bedroom side and not on this beautiful side where we have this nice tile job. So not too shabby, if I may say so myself. Not too shabby at all. It's grab time, folks. You know, I am really excited about seeing how this tile is gonna look in the shower. This is a great call. This looks fantastic. It's got a nice flair of modern. Now, I gotta start priming these walls because this is bare drywall mud. New drywalls are up. Gonna throw some primer to seal it all up so that we can put paint. And besides, if I do this right now, it'll be a lot easier to throw baseboards and all that stuff on because I don't wanna do a lot of masking, so I like to make myself a little bit of a convenient approach. Look what I got. I've never been so excited about bringing a toilet in. Now, if you guys don't remember from the demo video, maybe we'll remind you of the image right here of what the toilet looked like. This is about the newest thing this bathroom has seen for sure. I gotta get my water line all hooked up here. Got my little quick connect. In fact, it's a simple little shark bite thing, which, oh, that would have been so bad. That would have been so miserable. But it's a quick little shark bite. It just slides on top. There's a big debate about shark bites. Some of the plumbers love them. Some of the plumbers hate them. I don't care. None of them failed on me yet. Knock on, well, there's wood behind there. Slide that on, put a little collar over it, bring our toilet in so we could actually have some, you know, place to pee. Let that wax ring decompress so we get a nice fit. We got a good gap from the wall of our toilet. Make sure it's straight. Not bad at all. And I just remembered, I forgot to pick up my water line to connect to my faucet here. So back to the store. Well, since I'm there, I gotta pick up my door here anyway, a couple more trim pieces here. And then I think tomorrow Irina said all the hardware should show up. The faucet, she found a giant mirror here, all the towel rack stuff, all the necessary stuff to really complete this space. So see you guys in the morning. We've got door number 7 out of total door, 9 in the house? Finally gonna close in the space. Usually before it used to be just a hallway linen closet. Well, now it's gonna have a door since we bumped out the space by about 20 something square feet. Significant difference here. So I'm gonna have to trim this to size. And I already checked the plumbs on the levels on the doorway entry. It looks pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it. Give it a quick cut with my track saw and then I think we'll be ready to install it. Apparently there's a debate, just like everywhere else in the world, another thing to divide people, about whether or not you should use screws or like a 16 gauge brad nail, or a few of them obviously, when hanging these pre-hung doors. And the reality is like some people do it, some people don't. Exterior doors are so much heavier because they're solid core. I like to use screws, but on a light hollow interior door, yeah, you can use screws all you want, but I find these brad nails are so much easier, quicker, and they do the same job. Like, where's it gonna go? But, you know, can't wait to see that divide in the comment section. All right, we got a fully enclosed space. Just to think that the door used to be right here, so when you opened it, you just smack the person sitting on the toilet with the door right here. And now we actually have a designated space, a larger bathroom, and a perfectly functioning organized, that's not a real word, organized, kind of like a layout. Let's throw some trim on this thing so really this puppy comes together. So I couldn't just sit still. There's a section of the bathroom that was really bothering me. Specifically, it was missing something. So this section right here, it's too bland. It's way nicer than it was, but I feel like with all that's going on here and what's gonna be going on where the shower is, I gotta do something about here. So here's what I came up with. I think in order to add some flair, board and batten might be the way to go. So what I'm thinking is we're gonna pop off the trim just a little bit, apply our Yucca board so that for the texture is not gonna be in the way with all the, you know, the trim work. Do vertical stiles, and then one beefy rail across with a 1x2 rail on top to like cap it off. And I think it'll run from that little section all the way around here behind the toilet and stop right where the shower's gonna begin. I have no doubt in mind that this is exactly what the doctor has ordered for this section. Board and batten wall is looking wonderful. It's exactly what the space was missing. It's an extra like $400 just to do this section here. So yeah, it's a little bit of chunk of change, but I'm not regretting it at all. I think it's absolutely perfect here. Now today's a big day. We have to be completely done with this section of the bathroom vanity section. So we got all the hardware, all the mirrors, all the towel racks, the faucets all showed up, and it's all gonna come together today. Pocket door, can't put screws through here. Chances are, I mean, I might be able to get away, but I'm afraid that a little bit will stick out and start scratching this door. So to hang this towel rack, you know, you secure it and then put it on top. I'm just gonna put the 3M adhesive stuff, you know, the epoxy stuff that they have. You mount everything with it, you know, from, you know, car, cell phone, mounting plates to everything. Really strong stuff. So this way we won't damage any tile and we won't damage any of our pocket doors. Let's talk about the budget breakdown for this bathroom. The vanity was $400. The granite countertop was $350. The undermount sink was $80. The backsplash was $120. The floor tile was $290. The board and batten wall was $400 with paint. The faucet was $90. All the brass hardware was $100. The pocket door was $190 with the kit itself. And the main door was $130. Finishing it off with a toilet with $90, making this grand total remodel $2,240. Guys, thanks so much for watching this video. This came out incredibly. This looks like a completely different space. Well, because it actually is. Make sure you tune in for next week's video where we start tackling the shower. It's gonna be incredible. It's gonna be the coolest shower that I've ever built. That frankly, I'm gonna be a little jealous that it's not gonna be in my house. But in the meantime, here's a video I think you might enjoy.